Hey, folks. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be doing another repotting today on Taco Bonsai. I'm going to be repotting my ficus that you can't see yet. Um, the tiny tree, so I'm not going to need as many tools. I do like, saw another creator, Notion Bonsai. I can't remember his real name. I think it's Adam. But Notion Bonsai, he shows the tools he's going to use. I like that. So I've got these. These are not nibblers, but they're cutting pliers that I've sharpened these as well. So those for slightly larger roots. I have my skewer for repotting. I am working on a different tool for that. Pair of a little bit heavier duty scissors. These have a little bit of a serration to them, but they're really nice because I can slide them in without cutting anything. And then, of course, my regular shears. So I will let you guys look at the tree and stop looking at me. I'm not very excited to look at. Scratch, 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 scratch. This is our tree. This is a. Ooh, whoops. There's a loud noise. This is a too little benjamina. I'm going to put it into this pot right here. I don't mind this pot, but it's just a plastic nursery pot from Me Hands. Beautiful tree, and I've got a problem root here, I think. So let me get started on that. I've already wired in the screen. You can kind of see on the bottom there. This is a candle that I just drilled a hole in the bottom and put some rubber furniture feet. I had this to mark the front. I was going to use that as the front right there. This has been cut back a couple times. So I don't think I need to do any pruning right this moment, even though it's getting a little out of control for the size that I want. I want to keep it about this size. But I want to get it out of this nursery pot and into a smaller pot since I don't want more size. Which isn't going to be very difficult because, yeah, roots are pretty shallow. I had done this when I purchased it. I didn't want to have a whole bunch of roots to deal with when it came down to it. So I'd already gotten in there. I like how it looks like the harness behind me right there is like some weird climbing man on the wall. So I've never bare rooted this. All I did was pull it out of the nursery container and just put bonsai soil on the bottom and then cover a little bit of the top roots. So I can feel bits that are stuck in here. I'm hoping this isn't going to be a long, drawn out repot because it shouldn't have enough reason to have long, drawn out repot. There's some moss here. I don't know if I'm able to reuse any of it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, see this root? Snakes around. Already I'm not liking that. It's not the worst thing, but it's definitely not what I want. I'm really not seeing a lot of the little roots that I wanted to see. So that's upsetting too. In fact, if I was to say anything about this tree so far, it doesn't look like it has the advantages I want it to have. But it is a, nursery stock. It's bonsai, but it's nursery stock. There's not much done to it. It's still in that little container. This isn't the worst soil, but it's definitely, I think you can see it's kind of dry on the inside, and I water this thing religiously to make sure it doesn't dry out. So it's probable that they need to be repotted because Candace said in a video recently, it was either drying out too fast or not drying out at all. So I've got some good roots here, but they're not really easy to see. Hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing. I just had to change an angle, and I appreciate feedback like that because I'm trying to figure out my angles. I'm constantly trying to make them a little better. But certainly trying to figure out my angles. These are nice feeder roots, most of them, but some big roots in here I just don't want. I probably don't even need to use this big of a container. I probably could have put this into another lizard bowl. I don't want to have too much of the same container. I have some variety. In fact, this is about the same proportion as the Portulacaria kaleidoscope I did put in there. Lizard King, that's what I'm calling it. Just like the name. All right, getting close to the point where you've basically seen it all, and it doesn't look great. I'm gonna grab a little brush. That's one thing I didn't show you guys, but it would certainly be good. Sorry for tapping the mic there. This is just a little brush from a mini vacuum. I do have a toothbrush and a bunch of other brushes around here somewhere, but I don't think I need them for this. And this is a very sterile brush. I use this for, I'll clean it of course after this, but I use this for prepping surfaces for adhesive. Works really nice to just dip in the alcohol, go from there. All right, I don't know that I have to do much more cleaning out the roots, not just now. I think you folks can see my issue right here. This is a giant root that doesn't need to be there. And I've got a very vertical root that comes off the bottom of it. I don't think I'm going to lose very much by cutting it off. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take that off. I know that it's a big, beautiful root and everything, but it also comes out at a funny angle. I might try to preserve just the top of it here. But that's about it. There it goes. All right. So I left just a little bit. I'll point with this so you can see better. Left just a little bit. Hopefully y'all can see this. I'm not too far up. So when it grows from here as opposed to growing right off the base here. But that's a lot of roots I just don't get back because they were growing the wrong direction. I knew when I bought this it did have a root kind of going that way, but still had to find out the hard way. Little baby shears. I got another one here. It's growing a funny angle. Don't think it is helping me. Are funky as well here. Might have smaller roots growing above a larger root, which I would like. I think I want my root base to be down here. So in that case, I bend that up. I sort of can. Take the bottom off. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I'm going to take the bottom off here. Those long roots. This one appears too high. It's going to have to come off. That. This one comes from down below. I don't know that I want to cut it off just yet because I think the tree might need that little bit of vigor. I also think if I leave it, I'm going to have issues in the future. So I'm going to come in here and take it off. This one's also coming straight down. It's going to come off. This one's nice. Chunk of dirt there. I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm going to hit it a little bit more with the skewer. I think what's going on is I've got a root. Yep. So I've got this root growing up over this root, and it makes it look very big. I'm going to come in here and try to do this so I can see. Sorry. Off the top of that. You can kind of see. And with that, I think this root also has, has a portion that was growing up. So that's a little better. Use my shears here to kind of fix that. And I think got it mostly sorted. The reason I didn't take off more to get more radios because honestly it's got nothing left to it. And it's going to have to be in here somehow, you know? So I need more soil in here. I didn't realize I was going to be cutting off that much roots. It's a little disheartening. Get some more soil for it in there before I start going in. And no, I am not going to be tying this one in. Instead, I'm just going to plant it. More soil still. because of the proportions on this tree, I can really plant it at the top of this container, let it grow down. Yeah, that's about where it needs to be. Oh, guys heard my phone ding in the background there. A little more. All right. Yep. A lot of people just don't like that. I don't tie down trees, but I just don't like tying down trees. I'll just be careful on this one. Actually has no ability to get bumped. This one's very sheltered. It's well, at least for now, it'll have a little bit of time to grow before I have to worry about shelter. It is in my bathroom, plant room thing, and it is not only on the counter itself where it doesn't get movement. It is sheltered on all sides by larger plants and by the ladder itself. So nothing can fall on it, nothing can bump into it. It's got an extremely stable base. This one's extremely fortunate in that way. I don't know if this moss is going to grow, but I think it might be a good idea to try to replace some of it. It was pretty moss. And it might be nice to have some moss on here. Just look at my chin a little bit here too. Yeah, this stuff isn't, it's not really good soil anymore. Once was, but it's very, very soft, very broken down, I think. I'm not sure if that's just how they put soil in, but I want to have a little bit better of an ability to drain water through. This isn't super, super fine, but it's kind of fine. You know, it's all set. I think I might, I think I should probably put a rock on there. Let me take a step back and look at it. That is kind of the front there. We kind of moved off. Does it need a rock? That's the question. I don't know if it needs a rock. It doesn't feel that unstable. It's pretty good, actually. So I think that's probably good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to water it down, and I will put it back in the plant room, the bathroom. Oh, that's the other thing that I wanted to do. So I know you can't fertilize plants this early. However, there's one thing that I do for plants at this age to give them a little better chance. Because of course, when they're mature, it makes a difference. But when they're not mature, I find that this, which my brother gave me, this is Corze, fortified with petrified kelp, humidic acid, and beneficial bacteria. The bacteria is the important part. So this is a symbiotic, I just put like a little dusting, symbiotic organism that helps the tree's roots to be healthy and to absorb water and nutrients. You don't have to put a lot because, of course, it does reproduce. Go. Let that start to drain through. Draining nice, I gotta say that. Much better than it did before. I felt like it did have issues before. It looks healthy, but that root was what it concerned me. Yeah, I like it. Drains nice and slow, but it does drain. I'm just going to turn it a little bit and get this side wet too. Yeah, I kind of like this one. It had better root to be an awesome root over rock. Shape it has and everything. In fact, in the future, that may be what it ends up as. That'd be a really cool one to put. You know, I don't know if I have to drill a hole, but I was to put it there, you know? I wonder if I can. Yeah, maybe I don't have this at the right angle, but you kind of get what you're picking up what I'm putting down, I hope. Yeah. Nice small tree. It might fit there one day. I don't think it's healthy enough to think about that, but I was kind of thinking I was going to put the African ficus, the Berdavii, on this rock, but we'll see what happens. For right now, makes an excellent sponge holder for the sink with that little hollow there, and it keeps it pretty clean. You know. All right. Well, thank you for joining me yet again on yet another episode of Taco Bonsai. I appreciate all of you watching. I appreciate all the comments. Um, I know I don't do everything perfect. Sometimes things are an experiment. Um, But if I don't blatantly say it's an experiment, please correct me if I do something wrong. Uh, Candice, I appreciate you taking the time to select one of my videos to critique, showcase, and use as a learning experience. That's going to be huge for me, and I hope huge for other people as well. Uh, I can't say enough about how information dense all of your content is, and every time I listen, I learn. So I have to go back and listen again, watch again. Well, you have the same problem. You can never sit still too long, and then you have to come back to the video and rewatch it because you've watched it 3 times and still haven't seen the whole thing through. But yeah, anytime you guys see something that you think I need to fix, please let me know. And hope you have a great day.